Hi, today's video is on the topic of forgiveness, the art of forgiveness. This is a topic that actually came into my mind this morning to share. And before we get into the art of forgiveness, I also wanted to talk about a little bit about what I'm going to be doing in the future, or now actually. So I feel my guides want me to appear more often. They want me to use my throat chakra. They want me to practice articulating my words, and they want me to come out of my shell. Now, all of those things, it may seem so natural if you see me, or you might see me stumble my words quite often, or sometimes perhaps not use the right word. That is one of my weaknesses. I am not a public speaker. I was always the gal in the behind scene. I never wanted to be the belle of the ball. I was the one who put it all together. I was the coordinator, and someone else can be the attention. Never wanted the attention. So now my guides want me, over the years they've been telling me this, and I'm always fighting it a little bit. So it has been easier to do it now with the technology that's coming out and having it in my home. I feel more comfortable. I can do this on my own whenever I want to. I don't have to bring in a team to do this. And I don't have to, I'm more of a spontaneous person as well. I don't like to script things. This is all natural. When I get a download and what they want me to do something, I do it. So I think I'm going to be sharing more videos in the near future about topics such as, like I did the other day on hair. It could be makeup, it could be foods that I'm eating, it could be about meditation, it could be about energy, whatever they want me to talk about. So today, since I've been studying astrology for a few years now, which is a language on its own, and in my opinion, really truly needs to be heard. It's so amazing, and I've learned so much about myself. And when I say learned, it confirmed a lot of things that I knew about myself, but if I had a doubt anywhere, it gave me the faith and the self-esteem to perhaps continue with what I'm doing or my persona, or I can see where my weaknesses have been over the years. So it truly is a magical language that I really want to share with everyone. So I probably will bring in a little bit of astrology as well. So going forward, I will be doing these videos. So the topic today, again, like I said, is the art of forgiveness, which is so beautiful. It's so profound. It's so deep, and it seems so easy, but it truly is difficult. So, and I'm going to share a story about what my teacher had shared with me, one of my teachers, Master Choa Sui. And forgiveness, he said, you always have to think about it this way. When you know you're at that level where you have succeeded, or you've went past that tipping point of forgiveness towards someone, a group, a situation. So we use the number 0 through 5. And to give you an example, someone's on their deathbed in the hospital, and someone comes to visit them, and right away they're just about to pronounce that they want to forgive a situation that occurred years and years and years ago. That would be a 5. And sometimes people don't even get there. So that's something that needs to be discussed. That's another conversation in the next life. But from going from 5 to 0, 0 is when you're at the point where someone does something to you that triggers something for a brief second, but you're able to say, you're forgiven. I bless you. I cut that. Peace, love, light to you. That's when you know you really mastered the art of forgiveness. So during the lunar eclipse that we just had in May, and the solar eclipse that just transpired yesterday, there's a lot of energy. This is all about endings and beginnings. And again, every person is unique, and every person has their own natal birth chart, the blueprint of their soul and what they came here to do on this planet. This planet is known as a big school where it's probably the hardest planet to be on, where we have the hardest lessons, and life is not going to be easy. It's never easy for anyone. So, and with that, we have a lot of contracts with people. So there's a lot of things that in relationships, in just situations in the career, family, neighbors, friends, again, marital relationships, partners, children, animals. There's so much that comes into play when we interact and mingle with others. There's a karma, and karma doesn't necessarily mean bad. Karma could be like, oh, I just got a major inheritance from my family, and that's a good karma. You were deserving of that. I just received an award at work or a promotion. That's a good karma. So karma basically is cause and effect. So during this time of the lunar eclipse we had in May and the solar eclipse, I've been practicing the art of forgiveness. And one of the reasons why I started doing this is because my body is very sensitive, my nervous system. I have a lot of planets in Virgo, which rules the nervous system and the mind. So when there's a lot of shifts happening in the universe, which is happening right now, we're all being asked to rise and awaken from some of the old stuff so we can be on the path of an evolutionary path, so that we can all rise. But to do that, we have to let go of things. So for my body, when I'm feeling this shift, my nervous system really gets triggered. In fact, if I went to a medical doctor, they would probably tell me that I have fibromyalgia or some sort of autoimmune disease, but I know exactly what it is. It's the universal shift. It's my nervous system telling me that I really need to nurture myself and I need to practice the art of forgiveness. Old karma is coming up. My antenna is super sensitive. And I can talk about what I do for that in another video. I just want to stay focused on the art of forgiveness. So what I've been doing, and I just did it this morning, and it was so beautiful, and it brought so much peace to me, and it really did relieve a lot of tension in my body. I started from the most recent of all the people who I've met in my life, in intimate relationships, work relationships, friend relationships. And I started from there, and it probably took about at least an hour. And I went down to childhood, and I sat there and I went into this meditative, it was almost like a trance state where, of course, I always invoke from my guides to help me during this journey, where they show me the faces that really are significant. And when you know that there is something that's really hard for you to forgive, your voice, because I do this out loud, your voice can start to crack a little bit, or your body gets a little tense, that frustration or that maybe anger comes up a little bit, and you're like, okay, this one needs to be forgiven a little bit more. So that will be for the next session of forgiveness. So what I simply do is I remember their faces. And sometimes if it's like, say an office where there's a group of people, a company that you worked for, and if there were certain people that stuck out, that you had a one-on-one relationship where it could have been a little hard, you can talk to that person individually. But if it's a group, I bring in the group energy. So I simply mention their name. I kind of see them as a soul, a white light, because that's what we all are. And I simply say, I'll use John Smith. John Smith, if there's anything that I've ever done to you in this lifetime or all timelines, that I've hurt you in any way, knowingly or unknowingly, I forgive you. It is time to move on. The contract is over. The lesson has been learned, and you have to make sure that you understand the lesson. And again, this is at the point where you're at a zero, where you're like, I totally get it. I feel nothing, but I feel relief, and I feel a sense, a lightness of being when I mention this person's name, and I say, I humbly request that you forgive me if I have hurt you in any way, on any lifetime, you can say, or past life or timeline, knowingly or unknowingly, if I hurt you, I humbly invoke or request your forgiveness. And you can use your own words, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then I say, if you have hurt me in any way, knowingly or unknowingly, in this lifetime or any other lifeline, I forgive you. And then I imagine that there's like this written contract, and I just put, if there's a contract, usually means there's a cord between me and that person. So then I cut the cord and I say, we are free. And this is like the Uranian energy, the freedom that we're looking for, the individuation that we're looking for. You are free. I am now free. It's time to evolve. It's time to move on. And I usually send love, peace, light, and joy to you. Namaste. And then I move on to the next person. I do this in groups of where I've worked, friendships, intimate relationships, anyone who comes up, family members, siblings, even pets. So again, I humbly invoke for forgiveness if I have done anything to you, knowingly or unknowingly, in this lifetime or past lifetimes. I humbly request your forgiveness. And if you have hurt me in this lifetime or past lifetimes, knowingly or unknowingly, I forgive you. The contract is now over. Thank you for the experience, because that's truly what it is. Thank you for the experience that we signed up for, but it is now over and it's time to move forward. I cut the cord that binds this contract, and it's time for you to move forward in peace and love and light, as well as for me. So that is the art of forgiveness. So when you get to a 0 and you feel no commitment, when you feel no heaviness, no lower vibrating emotion, and when you truly feel love for this person and an understanding that, wow, we asked for this. This person played a character in my play, and now I'm rewriting the script. But the most important thing is you have to see where the lesson is and what the experience brought to you. So if you're troubled by that, take time to understand it. And you may not understand it at this moment, especially if it was something where it was abuse took place or theft or whatever. Think about it and ask your guides to help you to understand this, maybe in a dream or just when you're going for a walk, whatever, taking a shower. May you be enlightened with the truth of what that experience was for. And once you know, then it's so much easier to say, I know why I signed up for that experience. Okay, it's so much easier to let go. Because truly, again, we are at a place where Uranus and Saturn are in this square for the full year of 2021. And a square represents tension, chaos, and just hard times, a challenge. But the challenge is for your growth. So the old versus the new. We have to let go some of that old. And again, this is where the forgiveness mantra comes in. We have to let go so that we can move forward. And if you're feeling, for me, it's always in my legs. So when my legs begin to feel heavy, it's telling me, okay, it's time for me to move forward soon. Now, a lot of these planets that are taking place in the past 6 months are in my 12th house. The 12th house represents the end. And the ending can show up in many different ways, but it's usually something that has been hidden that comes to the forefront. So for me, I understand what this is. A lot of it's karmic for me, and a lot of it's ancestral karma. So I'm forgiving my ancestors a lot, and I have to keep doing it over and over and over again because it's heavy stuff. So whenever I feel my legs are in pain, I tear a muscle or a tendon, which is my weakness, connective tissue. I'm like, okay, I'm not in alignment of something, and my body is trying to say something to stop. Just stop. Nurture yourself. Go within. And that's what the 12th house represents. It's really going into that quiet place, the retreat. And I'm very comfortable going there, but I'm getting a little antsy because the Libra in me and my sun sign really wants to come out of this. I'm ready. So I think my guides are telling me to get on video because my job on this planet is to just be, to shine the light wherever I go. Easier said than done. So I need to be able to do that, and what better way than come on video to all the subscribers and whoever. And if you feel that this could really help someone, please share it, because that's what this is all about. It is my service to share as much as I can to uplift others. Just like others uplift me, well, I'm passing it forward, and I'm going to try to uplift as many people as I can. So I hope this video was helpful. If there's any topic that you would like me to talk about that resonates with me and my guides are like, yep, do it, I'd love to hear about it. So please don't be shy. Reach out to me. Let me know what you want me to talk about. What are you curious about? Anything about my lifestyle, anything about, like I said, meditation, foods, experiences. And I truly feel it is about storytelling, and it's easier for me to share stories. So some of them may not be so pretty that I may be revealing about myself and my journey. And again, the idea is to help someone else, passing it forward, because we are living during some tough times. And I know I have a lot of mentors and teachers and ones that I go to be uplifted. So I want to do the same for others. That's it. So again, I hope this was meaningful to you in some way. And if there's anything that you want to hear, a topic that you want me to explore, I would love to hear your thoughts and comments. Until then, my friend, may you master the art of forgiveness, because it truly does. It's a medicine that doesn't cost anything. It's a medicine that you can do in the privacy of your own home. And it is truly one of the toughest medicines, but it heals. It heals the old wounds. So with that, have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Be well. Bye-bye.